Grief manifests on various levels, and it's important to understand its complexity. When someone close to us passes away, we feel their absence deeply because our bodies and minds have created a profound connection with them. The loss isn't just about the person being gone, it's about the void they leave in our lives. The closer the bond, the larger the void. Grief can be an overwhelming experience, affecting us emotionally, physically, and even spiritually. It can come in waves, sometimes hitting us when we least expect it. The initial shock and disbelief can be paralyzing, making it hard to accept the reality of the loss. As time goes on, we might experience a range of emotions from sadness and anger to guilt and confusion. Each person's journey through grief is unique, and there's no right or wrong way to grieve. Understanding grief also means recognizing that it doesn't follow a set timeline. Some people may start to feel better after a few months, while others might take years to come to terms with their loss. It's important to be patient with ourselves and others during this time. Support from friends, family, or even professional counselors can be invaluable in helping us navigate through the pain. Moreover, grief can also bring about a sense of growth and transformation. As we process our emotions and memories, we might find new ways to honor the person we've lost and keep their legacy alive. This can be through creating memorials, sharing stories, or even making changes in our own lives inspired by their memory. Ultimately, understanding grief is about acknowledging the depth of our love and the impact that person had on our lives. Grief is not a linear process. It ebbs and flows, and sometimes, just when we think we are moving forward, a memory or a moment can bring us back to the depths of our sorrow. This is a natural part of the grieving process. It's important to allow ourselves to feel these emotions without judgment. Suppressing grief can lead to more significant emotional and physical issues down the line. In many cultures, rituals and ceremonies play a crucial role in the grieving process. These practices provide a structured way to express our sorrow and begin the healing journey. Whether it's through prayer, meditation, or communal gatherings, these rituals help us to connect with our emotions and find solace in shared experiences. Another aspect of understanding grief is recognizing the importance of self-care. During this challenging time, it's essential to take care of our physical health by eating well, getting enough sleep, and engaging in gentle exercise. Activities like yoga and mindfulness can be particularly beneficial, helping us to stay grounded and present as we navigate our emotions. It's also helpful to find creative outlets for our grief. Writing, painting, or playing music can provide a way to express our feelings and process our loss. These activities can be therapeutic, offering a sense of release and a way to honor our loved ones. Lastly, it's important to remember that grief is a testament to the love we had for the person who has passed. It's a reflection of the deep connections we form in our lives. While the pain of loss can be immense, it also speaks to the beauty of the relationships we build and the impact they have on us. As we move through our grief, we can find ways to celebrate the lives of those we've lost. This might include continuing their work, supporting causes they cared about, or simply living our lives in a way that honors their memory. In doing so, we keep their spirit alive and find a sense of purpose amidst our sorrow. Understanding grief is a journey, one that requires compassion, patience, and support. By acknowledging our pain and allowing ourselves to grieve, we can eventually find a path to healing and growth. It's a process that reminds us of the profound impact our loved ones have on our lives and the enduring power of love. What we struggle with isn't necessarily the death itself, but the impact it has on our lives, as we try to cope with the emptiness left behind. When a distant acquaintance dies, the sadness is brief, and we move on quickly. However, when a loved one passes, the pain is much more significant. Grief also has a physical component, particularly when the person who passed away is someone with whom we had a deep physical bond, such as a parent or child. This physical aspect of grief can manifest in various ways, including a feeling of emptiness, a sense of being unmoored, or even physical pain in the heart or chest area. The body remembers the touch, the warmth, and the presence of the loved one, making their absence feel like a tangible loss. In the yogic tradition, this connection is called Runanubandha, where the body itself has formed a memory connection beyond emotional and psychological ties. Runanubandha is a profound concept that suggests our physical bodies carry the imprints of those we have been close to. This is not just a metaphorical idea, but is believed to be a literal, energetic connection that can influence our well-being. The practice of yoga and meditation often aims to understand and manage these deep-seated bonds, helping individuals to find peace and balance even in the face of loss. This bond is strongest until we reach the age of 21, and losing someone during this time can cause not just emotional pain, but physical suffering as well. During our formative years, our bodies and minds are more impressionable, and the connections we form are deeply ingrained. The loss of a loved one during this period can disrupt our sense of identity and security, leading to a profound sense of disorientation. The physical symptoms of grief in young people can include fatigue, headaches, and a general sense of malaise, as their bodies struggle to cope with the absence of a significant figure in their lives. As we age, particularly after 21, the intensity of this bond diminishes, making the grief more psychological and emotional rather than physical. This does not mean that the pain of loss is any less significant, but rather that our bodies have developed more resilience and our minds have more tools to process grief. Older individuals may find that their grief manifests in more subtle ways, such as changes in sleep patterns, appetite, or mood. The emotional and psychological aspects of grief can be just as challenging to navigate, requiring support and understanding from loved ones and professionals. However, if you lose a spouse or someone with whom you have a different type of Runanubandha, the pain can still manifest physically regardless of age. The bond between spouses or life partners is unique, often involving a deep intertwining of lives, routines, and even physical presence. The loss of such a partner can feel like losing a part of oneself, leading to physical symptoms such as heartache, insomnia, and a weakened immune system. This type of grief underscores the profound impact that our relationships have on our physical and emotional well-being, highlighting the need for compassionate support and self-care during such difficult times. For those dealing with such loss, it's crucial to address the internal turmoil rather than seeking distractions. Grief is a natural response to loss, and it manifests in various ways, including emotional, physical, and psychological symptoms. It's important to allow oneself to feel the pain and sorrow, as suppressing these emotions can lead to prolonged suffering and even physical health issues. In yogic practices, there are methods to alleviate the physical memory of the person, making it easier to handle the psychological aspects of grief. Yoga and meditation can be powerful tools in this process. Through mindful breathing and gentle movements, one can release the tension stored in the body, which often accompanies grief. Practicing yoga regularly can help in calming the mind and bringing a sense of peace and acceptance. A simple practice during times of loss is to engage in focused sadhana, such as chanting Aum Namah Shivaya intensely for 3 days. Chanting mantras can create a vibrational energy that soothes the mind and heart. The repetitive nature of chanting helps in grounding oneself and provides a sense of stability during turbulent times. It's a way to connect with the inner self and find solace in the midst of chaos, which helps in addressing the grief directly rather than avoiding it with distractions. Meditation allows one to sit with their emotions and observe them without judgment. It's a practice of being present with what is, rather than trying to escape or numb the pain. Through meditation, one can gain insights into the nature of their grief and begin the process of healing. This period of withdrawal and introspection can be more beneficial than getting caught up in the social rituals that often surround death. Taking time for oneself to reflect and process the loss is essential. Journaling can be a helpful tool in this regard, as it allows one to express their thoughts and emotions freely. Writing about the person who has passed, the memories shared, and the impact they had on one's life can be a cathartic experience. Additionally, spending time in nature can provide a sense of tranquility and connection to the larger cycle of life and death. It's a reminder that life continues, and there is beauty to be found even in the midst of sorrow.